Welcome to another video, guys. In today's video, John and I actually met up with some of our friends to shoot some portraits on our medium format cameras. So a guy who actually watches the videos reached out via Instagram DMs and basically was interested in shooting kind of a impromptu portrait session at his dad's land about an hour south of where we live in rural Wisconsin. He's a DJ from New York City and wanted some headshots, but also wanted to get some shots of him DJing kind of in a unlikely location that is these farmlands in Wisconsin. John shot black and white on his Bronica GS-1 using various color filters to change the natural contrast before altering the photo in Photoshop or Lightroom. As he stated in a prior video, he likes being able to control and manipulate the image before touching it digitally. And he really likes the contrast he gets out of these colored filters, and it takes on the workload in post, which is always a good thing. I shot on my Mamiya 7, like always, shooting Portrait 400, my favorite film stock. We pretty much just walked around Simen's dad's property, shooting whatever caught our eye, focusing primarily on portraits. Yet I was still able to shoot some interesting landscapes that I think ended up being some of my favorite photos of the day. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, for real. This shit looks really... Oh,
New recording?
you just got exposed. Alright, so I think for a kind of impromptu day out to mostly hang, but still get some portraits of our newfound friends. I think that it was a overall success. Some of Simen's original plans had fell through. He originally wanted to take some of his dad's old 1950s and 1970s Chevy trucks out, put the DJ gear in the bed of the truck and shoot some photos like that, which I think would have been interesting and quite a juxtaposition of having all this, you know, modern age DJ equipment in the back of this 1970s pickup. But he actually couldn't get the truck started, so we kind of scratched that idea and decided to just put everything in the back near the barn. I also definitely did not anticipate there to be any livestock or animals of any kind, which was a pleasant surprise as both John and I are pretty big animal lovers. Some of my favorite photos from the day were first the one of Webster X sitting kind of in front of this little shed. I think both of the photos John took turned out really great. I just like the way John framed it, and the sharpness on it is really nice. The Bronica GS-1 honestly continues to impress me the more John shoots it. I also really like the one of Simen's girlfriend Kiara on the swing. It really feeds into this summer nostalgia despite it being on black and white, which definitely makes it more of a timeless look. I also really like some of the photos John got of the cows. While I think this is kind of a random subject for film photography, I don't think many cows have probably been taking photos on a medium format of them. But what greater way to represent Wisconsin, being that it is the dairy state. The next one I really like is the portrait of Webster in the cornfield. I think all of the blades of corn being in the foreground adds a really good sense of dimension and depth to the photo, while Webster being the subject remains really sharp and in focus. I think it just makes for a really interesting portrait that he probably has nothing like this taken of him prior, so yeah. Okay, my last and probably favorite photo, not to be narcissistic, which I'm realizing now that this probably is. Okay, in all seriousness, my favorite photo was the one I took of the fence in the foreground with the house in the background. The colors in it are really nice, and the photo reminds me a lot of Little House on the Prairie, which is extremely nostalgic to me as my mom had watched it a ton when I was growing up. The textures on it and the sharpness of everything is just really nice and really exemplifies how great the Mamiya 7 can be once you find some comfortability with it. I think the photo is slightly weighted too heavy on the left side. If I could go back in time, I think I would frame it with there being less of the negative space on the right being in frame, but I think that that's me getting a little nitpicky. I think this photo is a great example of what southeast Wisconsin looks like, and I'm happy that there was at least one photo that I think sums up the landscape of where we live. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of all the photos. Do you think John should have shot some color? Because personally, I think the man shoots a little too much black and white. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this more impromptu get-together / photo shoot. We'd love to get all these people up here to our studio to shoot some more formal portraiture work. So maybe stay on the lookout for that. Otherwise, we upload every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's something to look forward to. And I think that that's my whole spiel. So until next time, stay safe and peace out.